Nemesis of a firefighter. Arsonist, I'm a fire rider. Instant flame like a firelighter. So special with shows, I live out my flows. Can't walk in my shoes, can't purchase my clothes. Ice in my veins, but I never froze. Picture perfect, but I never pose. As a juvenile, I knew I bounced back. Got rated, had a plan to get my ounce back. Use cheese as bait, that's a mousetrap. Let me to the right person to pounce at. They selling dreams, I'm pulling receipts. Full force, we can't be beat. Got a dirty mouth, but the flow so neat. Keep your 2 cents, talk is cheap.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is Teofimo Lopez calls his father the B word. All right. Oh, we all got it spelled out there. We probably should have started out, but hey, they say it on the telly now. They say it on television now, at least in America. So hey, we figure, hey, you know what I mean? All right, let's listen to what Teofimo Lopez had to say. So this was an interview with Mark Kriegel, and Mark Kriegel started to ask questions about, iffy topics, and Teofimo Lopez and his dad got into it.
Let's the interview that had Ned nervous. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta explain yourself that you're willing to die in the ring. That's what you're trying to say.
It's cool, man. Just ask me the questions.
The lead up to the fight, you said if they want the black fighters, they can keep them. Why did you say that?
Huh?
Why?
It's just a biased part of what I'm seeing in our field. That's it. Because it just seems like there's certain ones favoritizing others. I believe the commentators that are on the stand of ESPN are a bit biased to certain fighters.
Off the record.
No, it's not off
No,
the
man,
record. Keep this on the record.
Well, you wake up, bro.
I don't think any.
Say that. Don't get into that, bro.
Wait, let me.
Into this.
I'm not falling into it.
Well, let's talk about the fight.
I'm not talking. I'm talking about my. No, then let me
Junior,
let it go.
yo.
Let me let it go.
Hold up.
Let me go.
Hold up.
Hold up. No. There ain't no holding up.
Hey, Junior.
Destroy us.
Junior.
Then let it be. What are you scared of? Let it be. What are you scared of? Stop being a about it and handle it like a man. Handle it like a man. All of y'all, handle it like a man. That right there, I've been dealing with for a while. My family is in fear. Everything I speak out. You know how frustrating that is.
I think I understand what you've been through to get here.
You have not a clue.
Okay.
Not a clue. You have not a clue.
I know
You
there's
have
a
not a
reason.
clue of what I've seen, what I've gone through, and what I'm continuing to walk through. None of y'all.
I see a kid who went through a lot of shit growing up, a lot, who's carrying his whole family, and I think that the pressure is.
It's not on.
crushing.
No, man, it's not on. Yeah,
Okay.
we built for this.
So that was the exchange. All right. I'm going to turn it over to you, Trill Dollar Bill. What was your reaction to that exchange between Teofimo Lopez and his dad? Well, I'll throw it to you, G. And then
Nah. You can go to me, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was. Yo, this is this thing that I do, right? Like I pause. Like when you might ask me a question, it might seem like I'm not paying attention or that I'm not here. You know what I do, bro? I think before I speak. You know what I'm saying? I've learned to do that. You know what I'm saying? To take the time to think before I speak. What do I say about Teofimo Lopez calls his father the B word? The first thing off the rip I have to say is that I miss my son. I miss Zombie. You know, shout out to him. Out there trying to do the best he can. My son would never. And I would never. There would be never a time where my son would call me that or we would ever talk to each other in that type of way. That's the relationship that they have, and I think that is toxic and it's not good. Never would my son call me a B, and never would I call my son a B. Never. Even in the fight, it was disturbing. He went to the corner after the second round, and he was like, "You got to figure him out." That's what his father told Teofimo Lopez. Figure him out. He didn't tell him how to figure him out. He told him to figure him out. You don't believe me? Go back and watch the fight. How his dad came in the room. His dad came in the room like a junkie. and you can tell the energy in the room just. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Y'all shit, man.
I'm sorry, bro. Go ahead.
I apologize.
Come on, baby. You know
Yeah.
Don't say that.
Don't say that. What are you doing? What are you doing? Don't say that. You know what I'm saying? And then you can tell the energy. You can just tell his whole face and everything. I think Teofimo Lopez, man. I mean, I know you love your pops, but I think that you would do better with another trainer and figure that out. Like you can love somebody, you can love it. It don't mean that y'all have to be in business together. I know you want to. I know you carrying your family and you want to have them around, but sometimes, sometimes you can't hire family. Sometimes you just can't. Because they feel like they can get away with certain things and do certain things just because they are family. So I just think it's a lot of respect there's no respect in that relationship, first of all. And I think it's toxic. Teofimo Lopez won off of sure will and skill and knowledge of his own. I didn't see anything that I really just been about, and I'm not about breaking up no homes and nothing like that. Y'all know me. But I think for this situation, like Shane got rid of his daddy, you know what I'm saying? I think Teofimo Lopez might have to do the same. Because this is uncalled for. It should be
Roy
never.
got rid of his daddy too, right?
Pardon me?
Roy.
Yeah. Roy, yeah. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these fighters had to get rid of their daddies because it'd be too much. Like you said before on last weekend, he'd be trying to live vicariously through Teofimo Lopez. He think he the fighter. And for some odd reason,
Kenny Porter too. Sorry, Kenny Porter too.
But at least Kenny tells Sean what he needs to do in there. I don't like that relationship, and I don't like how they talk to each other, and it's just not how I roll. I operate off of love and discipline. I don't rock like that. I just don't. I respect my children as individuals and human beings. I don't talk down to them. And they love me as their father. They praise their daddy. They don't talk reckless to their dad. I don't accept that. I don't accept nah and yes, and they say yes and no. That's how I rock, and that's how I talk to them too. So all in all I want to say is that I think that that's toxic, and they need to fix them, and I think that Teofimo Lopez needs a little separation, and that's all. Respectfully.
All right, you heard from Dollar Bill. Now you're gonna hear from Conspiracy.
All right, I'm gonna be honest. I humbly disagree with Trill on this one. Because I actually think Teofimo's dad was right. Like those type of questions is bad enough. Teofimo's not realizing his answers could punish him professionally. So his father intervened because his son is reckless with the mouth. If his father didn't intervene, God knows what Teo would have said during that interview. So I understand what Trill's saying, but father had to interject because
No. I'm talking about the B word. I'm not talking about the conversation and nothing. I'm talking about their relationship in the B word.
Yeah, I mean, I don't talk like that, but I understand their dynamic. So their dynamic's just a little different. So I don't think when Teo called his dad the B word, he meant it like the way like, yo, use a B. You know what I'm saying? I think it was more like, yo, dad, come on, man, stop acting like a wuss. Like it's just that's how they communicate. So I wouldn't take it as Teofimo's trying to like disrespect senior. It's just the form of their communication style, is just more liberal than others. I'll say that. So I wouldn't put too much stock in him calling his dad the B word. You know, like I got, you know, my brother talks like that. You know what I mean? My brother talks like a fisherman or whatever. What they say, like
Like a sailor, I think.
a
They say.
sailor. Yeah. It talks like a sailor. You know, that's just how they communicate. So it's one of those.
Shout out to the homie, Super Kev.
Yeah, shout out
Super Kev.
That's my guy.
That's
You
how
already.
but Trill, that's how he talk. He talk just like that. Worse. You know what I'm saying? So like it's just
Hold on, I gotta tell this PG story about how Super Kev so they can understand how it is.
all right.
We were at a social event and they said, all right, the food is being served. And they said, all right, let the women and children eat first. And G's brother Super Kev was like, but I'm hungry, man. And so one of G's 13-year-old cousins, who's a young woman, she has her plate, and she picks up a piece of chicken and she's about to bite it. And G's brother Kev snatches the chicken from her and just starts eating it. And what, like, yo, what the hell are you doing, bro? Wait in line. He's like, yo, this is my little cousin. So if the women eat first, I eat before my little cousin. And then he just started eating a chicken. So
No home training. You know what I mean? That's just how he was built. So some people are just different. You know what I mean? So Teofimo and his dad, just I think their relationship's just unique. And it's one of those, I don't even try to understand people like that. I just accept them. I just go, whatever, man. You just stay over there with y'all weird relationship, you know. So I don't think they should split and part ways. I go, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now their relationship's borderline broken, but you know their super glue is working. So it's like, so far, it's still working. So they don't need to split and part ways as of yet. You know, if anything, though, I do feel like before any type of interview, they should have had like a prep conversation, right? Like, hey, we're not going to talk about this. If this comes up, we're going to, you know, redirect the conversation to this subject, or, you know, compliment the other guy, or, you know, like say something positive about black fighters or whatever. You know, like I know he attempted with the Rosa Parks thing. You know, he was trying, you know what I mean? Didn't necessarily work. So when they're bringing it back up, his father's just trying to be safe. Like, focus on the fight. Let's not address that type of stuff. So I can't get mad at his father for intervening and trying to save his son's career. Like, because you don't want to make a, you know, it's bad enough they could paint a picture that, you know, he's a hater. But you don't want to be a racist hater, you know. So his father did the right thing, man. So I'm gonna give his father a pass. And even though Teofimo did call his father out his name, I'm gonna give, you know, Junior a pass as well, because I feel like that's just the dynamic of their relationship. I don't think he said it out of disrespect. I think that's just how they actually communicate with each other on a regular day-to-day basis.
all right, TBE.
And I agree with G and Tro. I see both dynamics, but what is it? That question was a setup question from jump. Like when the interviewer asked it, he knew what Teofimo was about to get into. Like he knew Teofimo wasn't about to like, oh no, you know this. Take my words were taken out of context. Things that nature. He was gonna show them. Teofimo was there to double down on what he said. Pops from the jump was like, yo, you don't want to do it. It's like you don't want the backlash from many of this. You know, you don't.
But
you don't
the great ancestor.
Yeah. Out the window over this, man. So yeah, their relationship's toxic. They need therapy. But yeah, his pops was just there just to like make sure he don't do career suicide. Because a lot of people have like that Kanye complex. You know, like you can't tell them nothing, and they say whatever's on their mind. They don't care who they offended in the room. They don't care. Just like, yo, that's how I feel, and I'm gonna say it. And sometimes when you're out and they start acting, they want to get in that mode. I know a couple friends when they start getting in that mode, I'm like, oh, I don't agree with those views and opinions. I distance myself and let you look crazy on your own. But yeah, that's all. They just need to figure it out.
All right, so check this out. A few things. So I understand what G and Trill are saying, and I agree with them both because they're not saying anything really different. What Trill is saying is their relationship is toxic, not necessarily what the father did was wrong. And I'll break it down to why I agree with both. Because Teofimo Lopez is a fighter. Teofimo Lopez Sr. is a trainer. There's a fighter-trainer relationship there. But then there's also a father and son dynamic there, which complicates the relationship between the fighter and the trainer, right? So when you look at Senior, I'm going to call Teofimo Lopez Senior, and I'm just going to call Junior Junior. When you look at Senior, when he intervened with the interview, he said they're trying to destroy us. Father, son, the family business. When he's asking you these questions about Black Fighter, he's trying to elicit a response that is going to hurt our brand, our family. That's what Senior was saying when he interrupted. But at the same time, a normal trainer fighter dynamic, the trainer wouldn't say a word, wouldn't feel that comfortable to say a word. So, for example, we never seen John David Jackson interrupt Clarissa. We never seen JD's interrupt Wilder. Even when Wilder's sitting up there saying, I want to catch a body, no one feels comfortable enough to interrupt Deontay Wilder. But if his dad was on that stage, his dad's a preacher, his dad may have said, hey, son.
Thou shalt not.
Yeah, exactly. Son, please think about what you're saying. Because Wilder isn't a fighter to him. Wilder is his son first, right? His son first. So he's going to talk to his son first. So Teofimo Lopez and Teofimo Lopez Sr. are always going to be father-son. So Sr. is always going to see Teo as his son. So as Teo was being interviewed as one of the elite fighters in the sport, he's saying something that his father doesn't, that things can hurt his son. So he jumps in as a father. Although the only reason he has access to that interview is because he's his trainer. Normally, fathers don't get to sit around and interject when their son's talking. But in doing that, he's taking away Teo's ability to be his own man. And this goes back to what we were talking about before, like letting kids learn their own mistakes, taking their own lumps and bruises. It's like, as a father, do you sit back and let Teo answer that question and diminish his brand and possibly say some crazy stuff? Because Teo was saying crazy stuff all week. Go towards death, for that's where life begins. And he said a whole bunch of other crazy things, right? Said he want to die.
He said he want to die. That hurt me. That's when I was like, that right there is when I said, he got to get away. And only his dad brought that feeling out. That killed me, yo.
And maybe, and if his dad is the one bringing that feeling in or taking the fun out of the sport, then perhaps he does need a new trainer. But in this particular instance, I will say this. Teo got a lot of backlash for what he said on the YouTube channel about Black fighters and what he said about white people. And for Mark Kriegel to bring it up in the middle of an official interview on ESPN that's going to air in front of millions, because it's one thing to say it on YouTube, right? What, maybe 60,000? Only the diehards are going to really see it on YouTube. But when you say it on ESPN, now the world is going to see it. You say the wrong thing, there goes Bud Light, there goes all your sponsorships or whatever. So his dad jumped in to save his son, and there's nothing wrong with that. But there is a problem with a trainer interrupting a fighter in the middle of his interviews. And that's where these lines get crossed when you have father-trainer dynamics. So that's one thing that I want to point out. The other thing that I want to point out is Teofimo Lopez really needs a public relations person, and he needs some interview training, because he doesn't realize how the things he says hurts his family, hurts his brand. And I'm going to tell you how it hurts his family. We now have interviews of Teofimo Lopez saying, I want to die. I want to kill Josh Taylor. They love the black fighters and calling white people the C word. These are all things that his ex-wife can use in court to stop him from seeing his son. And he never thought of that. I want to kill a man in a ring. I want to die myself.
Yeah, that's reckless.
Look at what I've been going through. Him having an outburst with his father, calling his father the B word on camera. Yo, bro, any good attorney, if she has one, I'm taking all this footage and playing it before the judge and say, is this really someone you want to trust a little baby with? Is this someone you really want to leave a little baby with? This person has to care for the baby, take care of the baby. This person wants to die. 1 minute, this person wants to kill this guy. 1 minute, this person's calling his father a B. When all his father did was try to stop him from saying something racist. Damn. See how you're hurting yourself, Teo? That's why your daddy tried to tell you they're trying to destroy us. Just talk about the fight. Your daddy actually was right, but your trainer was wrong. But F being a trainer, at the end of the day, you always a father first. So, like I said, I understand. And he called his dad a B. But like Trill said, that shows that there's some toxic issues there. When you call someone a B and you feel the need to call someone a name, especially someone you're supposed to love, you feel the need to call them the B. You feel the need.
Not even your father. You know what I'm saying? Just think about it. Anybody you rock with. Yo, family. Like, I love you guys. I would never call y'all bitches. Oh, excuse me. I apologize. You know what I'm saying? The views and opinions of Trail. You know what I'm saying?
Man, it is what it is,
It's
man.
never
They say it on TV, so hey.
Yeah, it's never gonna be a time where I'm gonna address y'all. I don't care if we're playing sports. I don't care if we're having a heavy debate about boxing. It's never gonna come out my mouth where I'm gonna call you such a name. I'm not gonna do it.
I agree with Trill, but I just got to reference my brother again. My brother says that to his best friends. He done said it to me before. Like, and I know he doesn't mean it that way, but it's just in his vocabulary. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, that's why with Teofimo, with Junior, I'm just like, maybe he doesn't mean it the way that we would take it, you know? Like, I think that's just how they communicate.
Bro, there's only one way. Listen, I swear to you.
You know my brother. You see
I know
how
your brother, but I know he ain't never called me no B.
Exactly.
Hold on. Yo, I swear to you. Listen, playing basketball, I won't disclose names to protect everyone involved. I'm playing basketball. Now I'm playing basketball with police officers, multiple police officers, former gang members, former dudes who were locked up, and a pastor, and a bunch of like younger dudes. This one younger dude tries to go to the rim and gets hacked by an OG. He got hacked. You know what I mean? Nothing serious, but these younger kids, they hype it up. He's going, talking to the OG. The OG's talking back. He calls the OG a B. The OG immediately two pieces him, and he falls on the floor, bloody, everything. Yo, listen to this. We're playing with about 4 cops on the court and like 3 sitting waiting to play the next game. Yo, now we're going to tell everyone this. All the cops got their stuff and left the gym. The pastor looked, sat down, and said, are we going to finish playing or are we done? This is what the pastor said. Everyone was like, yo, we're probably done. Pastor got his stuff, took off. OG is being held back by me and other people. And he respects us. And we're like, yo, chill, calming him down. The little dude, what does he do? Get on the phone. oh, it's over. This place about to get aired out, whatever. We're like, yo, then just do it. Why are you talking about it? Just do it. We'll be surprised once you start airing it out. Well, then we'll be surprised. But we all leave. But the point I'm making is the B word is so bad that even the pastors and the cops were okay with OG two-piecing this little dude up. The cops just said, we ain't seen nothing. And the pastor was like, hey, the boy got some act right. And left.
Real. You call somebody a B, you gotta take them shower shoes off and put the sneakers on. You know what I'm saying? You hear me, G?
For real,
Hey,
like,
man,
yo,
listen, I understand, yo, fellas, you know me, I don't talk like this, so I get
I know you don't, and I understand what you're saying, like how like your brothers and he says it, but that's even still a different thing for you to be joking with your brother and your friends, but to call your dad the B word.
Yeah.
Now, your brother, would he call your dad the B word?
Yeah, y'all want me to lie out there? I don't.
Defense Super Kev's on it, Kev.
Yo, no comment. Yo, no
Super
comment.
Kev's equal treatment, dog.
Yo. For all those that don't know my brother, you gotta forgive me. But for those that know, they know. That's why they laughing, because they're like,
we gotta bring Super Kev on here after this.
He's like, my man Super like, hey yo, it's Super Kev.
Yo, oh man, yo, listen, I gotta tell you the stories about Super Kev are so crazy. You'll be like, yo, this ain't real. Like, yo,
Kev the man.
no, but getting back to this, I'm just saying, Teo doesn't understand the things he said in this interview hurt his brand. It cost him fans. It actually, he doesn't realize this yet, but he may end up seeing some of these things he said used against him in his custody battle for his son. And so, for me, I do agree with you, Trill, that his dad goes over the line, and his dad lives vicariously through him, and his dad may not be the best role model because if his dad was, he never would have been in these positions in the first place. But what I think his dad finally recognized, it took him a long time to recognize it, is like, yo, these questions are designed to have us self-destruct. These questions are designed to have us shoot ourselves in the foot. So once he recognized it, he was trying to pass it on to his son, in the moment. And this is one of those instant moments where it's like an instant moment where if I don't say something now and he answers this question, we may be screwed. So I gotta jump in. And lastly, look at Kriegel's reaction when his dad jumps in. Kriegel's mad he didn't get the soundbite.
exactly.
Kriegel's mad that his senior stopped his son from ruining his career or going further down that rabbit hole. So Kriegel's like, oh my God, let me get this soundbite to enhance my career. Or like I'm telling you, I'm not a big fan of Kriegel. But anyways, it's one of those situations where I hope they get it together. I hope they can figure it out. But yeah, I do think their relationship is toxic. And Teo won, he looked good. But like Trill said, how much of it was just Teo's natural God-given ability, and how much of it is really due to Teofimo Lopez Sr.? I don't know.
Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. You know who you rocking with. It's the Boxing Bros. Shout out to Super Kev.